back to Niche Boy Stay Wild. Today I'm doing a full reptile room tour. I've been needing to do one of these for a long time, but I just haven't had the time to do it, so this is the day. Let's get started on our big female rack. So right now we have 10 pairs right now. We do not breed the spiders because of the neurological issue, and we have these guys for sale, so if you'd be interested in them, let us know and we'll go over pricings on them and the different morphs. This is a bumblebee. It's a pastel spider, but still a very beautiful snake. We will not be breeding them, like I said, because of the neurological issue, but a lot of people do breed them still. I mean, I'm not against it, but I don't want to produce babies that could have a wobble. But yeah, we also have these guys. Yeah, this is Odin, my first ball python ever. He's a banana pastel butter. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name. But this is also, these two are paired up right now. They have locked in the past, but right now they aren't locked in. Tomorrow is the day that I move them back into their other racks, and then I'll give them another day, and then I'll feed them. So today, I'll move all the males that are in there breeding with females. I'll move them into the male rack. So after that, I'll feed them. That's what I was trying to say. Then we got Shira. It's also paired up. This was my second snake ever with a banana Mojave. And these guys can potentially make super Mojaves if they prove out to be a breeding pair, which Shira has produced for us in the past with Odin, and the eggs were unfortunately infertile, but that does mean that she is ovulating, so that's a good sign. Then moving on, we have Delilah, the pastel vanilla fire, with our firefly, which is a pastel fire. These guys can make super fires, which is an all-white snake with black eyes, and they could also make super pastel fires along with vanilla in the mix. Oh, there's nothing in that one. Room for more snakes, right? And then we got Princess, and she is one of our older females. She's almost 30 years old. And she did lay eggs for us, but they ended up also being unfertile. So we won't be breeding her anymore because she is so old. And moving on, we got a Mojave het clown paired up with a super pastel leopard clown. So we could potentially get visual clowns out of this. We could also get pastel leopard and pastel leopard clown. But they are both absolutely amazing. Very pretty snakes. Moving on to the next rack, which I built these racks. We have the smaller male rack, which we also have some older males for breeding, which are in the female racks, and this is one of our male pieds, and he's in shed. I'm not gonna pull him out because he's in shed. I'll pull out a different male for you guys. Let's see. These guys are in banana male. So this guy was actually a rescue, and he had this green dye on him, and he didn't eat for a long time, and right now we're currently trying to put some weight on him because he is really skinny, but he's been eating well recently, but he wasn't eating for us for a long time, and that was not good. That was really scary. I thought we were definitely going to lose him, but he pulled through. This is our smaller female rack. This is a pastel lesser pinstripe, and the jigsaw is the Mojave pinstripe, but this is a pastel lesser pinstripe, and you can see how pretty she is. Here, let's actually go out in the sunlight because she is just an absolutely amazing snake, and she's super pretty. like I said about being the smaller female Rex, she's only about 1.5 years old, almost 2 years old, and so we still got about a year or two more to go before we even consider breeding her. But she's definitely a very pretty snake, and I cannot wait until she gets older. All right, on to the next snake. This next snake that I will be pulling out is a banana pied. Also, there was 2 people who got the banana gene in at the same time, and one person called it the banana, and one person called it coral glow because they are just bright yellow snakes. Sometimes she could be a little bitey, but today she's not. I gotta work with these guys with handling and socialization. I've definitely been trying to put a lot of work into these guys, but she is absolutely gorgeous. You can really see the pied markings in her. We also have a bigger female pied down below. That's also a banana pied. Who wants to see some boas? We got a lipstick hypo, 100% het call albino. The lipstick is a codon gene, so you only need one parent. Oh, that's just amazing. Let's see if he's gonna not bite me today. I'm just kidding. These guys are absolute sweethearts, and they really don't ever bite, but unless if they're feeding mode. He's absolutely gorgeous. You can really see the lipstick on his tail and on his sides. And the hypo is just like a bright colored, it makes him a lot brighter, similar to the pastel gene. And then the het call albino is, well, if you look right here, this is a call albino, Odysseus is the call albino. And I'll pull him out for you guys too. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous snakes. Cannot wait until these guys get bigger. I already have him in a, he needs to grow up a little bit bigger and get older before I put him into a breeding project with the sisters and the sunglow that I also have from my house. So sorry, it's a long name for a snake. It's a pastel dream coral call albino motley jungle sunglow, and those are for 2 of the snakes that we have that is the females for him. And then we also have the sunglow right there, which is a hypo albino, and they're all in the call gene. In the call line, we only have one that is in the sharp line, and that is the hypo het para. Speaking of the call line, let's move down to Odysseus because he is an absolute amazing specimen of albinism. Oh, hi, Beast. I don't have any carrots for you right now. So last year we ended up trying to breed Odysseus with Calypso, which is our original 7-foot boa. We have another 7-footer in that enclosure right there, which that's just temporary. And I'm going to build him a nice cage. This is an albino het anthristic, type 2 het anthristic. He is in the call line. He's absolutely gorgeous. Alright, well, I'm going to put him back and move on to the next snake, which is our sunglow, which is also a boa. This was my original sunglow boa that I got, and she's getting absolutely huge. She's about year and a half, 2 years old now, and she's been getting huge recently. I got her from Daytona. Look at those colors. This was my original sunglow boa that I got from Daytona about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now, and she's getting absolutely huge. This is a female albino with hypo. You could really see the albino in her because the sunglow is look how bright she is compared to this guy, which is a lipstick hypo. The albino really brings out some bright coloration, and the hypo also brings out bright coloration, so all over, it's just going to be a bright snake. So moving on in species-wise and to the next reptile, we have my baby Asian water monitor, and she is like just a sweetheart. I also got this one from Daytona, and I got her as a Javan, but I'm pretty sure she's a Sumatran because of the spots on her back is not as widening in the band, and it also has a lot more spots than the Javan that I used to have, which I traded for a white lip python, which you don't hardly ever find those. So I was extremely happy, but also at the same time I was pretty sad to not have that baby because she was just a sweetheart. And all the monitors that I've had so far have been really sweet, except for the Savannahs. They're mean. At least the ones that I had. I don't know why. I've never had luck with Savannahs, but I've always had luck with the Asian water monitors. Speaking of Asian water monitors and monitors in general, if you come out here, I've started building this enclosure out here, and I'm not finished with it yet. I need to do chicken wire on the inside so that way I can put my black roughneck in there for now. And I also have to put some extra support beams in there. Probably I'm just going to use some more 4x4s in the middle where you can see the 2x4s are going along, so that way it has some more structural support. And then I also have to dig out the rest of it. You can see I started digging it out here, but I gotta dig out the rest because it was originally going to be only for peacocks and the redfoot tortoises, but I ended up moving my monitors here to where my snake shed is, and all my animals now, and this is going to be a monitor cage pretty soon. I gotta start working on it and start pulling out the weeds out, and I'm probably gonna keep those back there. I'm not sure. I'll get to it in the future, and you will definitely be seeing updates pretty soon about this enclosure being built up even more. So this cage is a 15 by 15 foot cage, and pretty soon I will have either my black roughneck monitor in here, or whenever my Asian water monitor Joanna or this girl, whenever they grow up, they could potentially go out here. But I would like to work on a project that I'm not telling you guys yet, but it's gonna come up, and it's gonna take a long time to do, but in the end it's gonna be so rewarding, and I cannot wait to start doing it. But right now I'm working on one project at a time, and this is my main project that I'm working on as of right now. But yeah, I cannot wait until I get this enclosure done and then start working on the next thing. Going back to boas, this is one of two of my Doom Rules boas. This is a male. He wasn't eating for us, and then we got the Da Vinci boa supplement, and we gave him a few doses of that, and like a week later, it's so amazing. Not even a week later, he was eating, and now he's been putting on some weight, and he's been looking absolutely amazing. These guys, they look very similar to the ground boas, the Madagascar ground boas, which are a lot more rare than the Doom Rules boas, but the Doom Rules boas are extremely rare to have, especially two of them. The male isn't as pretty as the female, but he's still gorgeous. His patterns and colors remind me of the Gaboon viper, which is from Africa, and which is also my favorite venomous snake. One of my favorites. I have a lot of them, but one of my favorite venomous snakes. And although he's not venomous, he's still gorgeous. On to the next snake, which will be Excel, which you have probably seen Excel in some other videos that I've done at like Reptile Expo. She's absolutely amazing whenever she gets out, but in her cage she is like one of the most food motivated snakes I've ever seen. Excel and Jamila are the two most food motivated snakes, reptiles that I've ever seen, that I've ever had. Like, I can't walk past their cage without at least her striking at me. But look. I don't know why they've always been food motivated, even as little babies. But I'm going to get Excel out because she is not as ferocious whenever it comes to getting her out. And not that I have any problem getting her out. It's just a lot easier to get Excel out as of right now. Excel's also in a better position for me to get her out. And she's getting huge. The baby bins are in here right now because it's still winter and it got really cold last night and the night before, so I had the heater on them. That's why they're in here. I didn't mean to trip on them by accident, but anyways, this is Excel. And Excel is a pastel hypo, and she is absolutely gorgeous, and she's getting huge. She's really dense and heavy, but she's also pretty long. She's almost 4 foot, and I cannot wait until she gets big. I'm gonna put her back and then get out the next snake. We gotta install this light too. There's so much that has to be done. We got these two from J&G Exotics. Make sure you go check them out because they produce amazing boas. And this is one of two of the pastel Dream Coral Colobino Molly Jungle Sunglow. So a 7-gene boa, and absolutely gorgeous. You can see this one has more of the motley tail, but you can also see that it has the jungle pattern in it as well, along with the Sunglow, the Hypo, the Dream Coral. But absolutely beautiful snakes, and I cannot wait until they get huge. Here, I'll show you the other sister as well. She has more of the jungle pattern. So these guys are clutch mates, and the boas are a live bearing species. So that means that they give birth instead of having eggs, unlike the ball pythons, which lay eggs. And you can see it does have a little bit of the motley tail, but not as much as the other sister. And she also has a lot more of the jungle pattern, along with coral and the albino, the Sunglow. Both of these snakes are absolutely gorgeous, and like I said, I cannot wait until they grow up and I can hold them, and they're huge. I'm so excited for all these snakes to start growing up huge, because boas can get over 10 feet long. This is the blood het type 2 characteristic. So do you remember the video that was about a year ago that we made it, and she was extremely bitey? Like, I couldn't walk past her, and she was on the pool table, and I couldn't walk around the pool table without her biting at me. And now she's just like one of the sweetest snakes that we have. She used to be extremely bitey, and now she's super sweet. Every now and then she does bite out, but that's typical for a baby of her age. And she won't get as big as, for say, even the BCI. She won't get as big as BCI, but she's still gonna get at least 5 foot long. Right behind me is my 2 blood pythons that I have. One is a normal and one is a black blood. And there are the Sumatran short-tailed pythons, which look very, very similar to the blood pythons, but they are just recently found to be a completely different species. These guys are found in areas such as like Thailand, and these guys can get up to 6 feet and over 20 pounds. So a huge snake. They are very awkward to hold, especially being my size. It's just awkward to hold them. They're both deep in shed, so I'm not going to pull them out. I will pull them out in a later video, but not today because they're both deep in blue. Let's move on to the babies that we produced. The babies that we produced are for sale right now. They have been eating amazingly, and towards the beginning of having these guys, especially this one, was not a good eater, but now he has been just crushing some rodents, and he's absolutely gorgeous. This is a super pastel inchy yellow belly, and this is a female, so you can find these guys. Message me on YouTube or on Instagram about the babies, and I will go over prices with these guys. But they're absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait until bigger ball pythons hopefully start laying eggs. I cannot wait for that because we need a good year with hatching out the balls. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm just reminding you to get out and stay out. And if you have any questions on any of the reptiles, just let me know and I'll answer all your questions. I answer all of the comments on the YouTube channel, so make sure you leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.